Hey guys, it's Mike Monte, one half of Long Island's number one pro wrestling broadcast. And we want to reach out to all the fans out there who have supported our show to say thank you. Thank you for making 2021 one of our best years. And one of our best years was because of Anchor. Anchor, the way that you can have your voice heard. You can be just like us. Record your own podcast. Use the Anchor tools to edit your podcast. Use it on a phone. Use it on your computer. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And best of all with Anchor, they're totally free. So be just like Long Island's number one pro wrestling broadcast, Monte and the Pharaoh. We're looking together for a great 2022. We've got huge guests coming on board. Oh, yeah. You probably wonder why Jimmy's not here right now. Well, he's prepping for one of the best interviews we're about to have, and we're going to surprise someone with. So hang aboard with us, and don't forget, be like us and use Anchor.
I'm out of here. Hope you enjoyed tonight's show. If you're a member of our Patreon family, I will be on Patreon tomorrow night at 10:05 after NXT. I originally was going to take Wednesday off, but since it looks like I'm going to be recording that conversation with Misha Montana on Thursday, Wednesday should be still in play, so I'll be here Wednesday night. And I wasn't going to say this publicly, but I'm going to say it anyway. There's a certain podcast show, TV show, that I actually respect and enjoy. It's a wrestling show. It's on television. And apparently they're not a fan of Misha Montana, which is fine. I respect that. Not like friends. But, this person went out of their way to say to me, oh, there's no reason for you to do this interview. Another place already interviewed her. Yet this show, their entire history on being on TV is interviewing people who have been interviewed thousands of times in their lifetime. I'm having a conversation with her. I'm not having an interview. Sure, we're going to talk about some XPW stuff. We're going to talk about her health scares, having heart surgery, the stroke. We're going to talk about Matt Riddle. We're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about mental health. We're going to talk about some of the reasons why the guy was off TV. We're not going to get too deep into it. It's not my place to get that personal. But, we're having a conversation just so people get a feel as far as what's going on. And that's all it is. So for anybody to tell me, oh, you don't need to do it, someone else, I don't know. I mean, I just thought that was a little bit much, to say it nicely. So
I don't want to spend too much time on this, but because it is something that has taken over almost or dominating the live premiere chats that we have, and I consider it a waste of time. About 2 wastes of time as far as I'm concerned. You have a wannabe Andrew Dice Clay and a wannabe Howard Stern wearing their sunglasses at night that do this program out in New York. I don't know them. They could be fine human beings for all I know, aside from their little personas that they try and project. But for whatever the odd reason, it seems like a lot of their programs, or at least the links that are sent to us by the fans, are dominated around our shows about me, being the Joe Exotic of professional wrestling, abusing all of the wrestlers like Joe Exotic did to his Tigers at his amusement park or whatever that was down south. And there was a video with the thumbnail of you from the TD Garden sold out with over 4 million people watching you on the USA Network, saying that you're the most boring man in professional wrestling.
Wow, that's a surprise. Because if they saw
There are a couple of guys up in Long Island, New York, named Monte and the Pharaoh. For whatever reason, and I don't know what it is, but for whatever reason,
bad bullies. Absolutely.
They are bullies.
Yeah.
For
Go
whatever
up,
reason,
guys. Come on. Y'all are
Monte
grown
and
men.
the Pharaoh don't like me. Monte used to like me a lot.
They need to get a life. You know that? Get
But
a
now
life.
he
Y'all are
doesn't
grown
like me.
men. Grown men. Get a life.
Exactly. Get a life. You're a grown
Get
man.
a damn life. There.
So,
I
mean,
said
if
it.
you get off picking on a 63-year-old man, go ahead.
Yeah. Get a
That's
damn
fine.
life. Really. Go for it.
A
I dare
63-year-old
you.
disabled man, by the way, too.
Yeah. Get
Just
a
so
life.
you
I
know.
dare you to say something about him. If you have something to say to Angelo, say it to me. Come on. I dare you.
Well, you just invited.
Come on.
Wrestled in Puerto Rico and Japan and was fantastic for Ring of Honor. And I just want to give one other quick memorial to the passing of Monte and the Pharaoh's YouTube show. And I'm glad that's one thing I am glad to see dead and buried. And I hope that they put it in like the same, like they take all the videos and put them in the same place that they stored all those Atari ET cartridges that they buried out in the desert in a toxic waste dump, because that's where that stuff belongs. And by the way, Monte, fuck you. I'd like to just give a quick shout out. Fuck you and the horse you rode in on. Thank you very much. We can continue. Okay.
The opinions of the rest, those might not reflect the rest of us. Not that.
No, but it completely reflects my feelings about Monte. He shouted out me on his show.
Some kind of backstory here.
I'm sorry?
Jonathan, wait, let's let Jonathan have his say here.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I suspect there might be some kind of backstory here, but
yeah, there is. And he took his time out of his last show to bash me and Evan personally. So I'd like to personally take time out of my show to bash him completely. One of the two shows is still on the air, and the other one is dead and buried.
A receipt. Let me get to a little humor.
It's Thursday, and you know what that means. It's Long Island's #1 pro wrestler broadcast, Monte and the Pharaoh. Only seen out of Indie Music Studios here in Ronkonkoma, Long Island, where we have the best producer of all time.
Spider-Man.
Spidey, what's up, buddy?
Spidey.
Not much. How you guys doing?
All right, well, we were talking earlier, right? We got this tablecloth, which we've had for a while now. And one of the old producers, I gave him,
What did you call him?
Old producers?
I didn't mind the old part. What was that second word?
Producer.
Boy, you got some nerve. Go ahead.
You're right.
Stop lying.
So, he says, he goes, I'm a professional. I know how to get you a great tablecloth to really look great. And I'm like, great. So I give him a bunch of money. He goes and gets it. It's too big for the fucking table.
Dude, it's too big for Giants
Jet
Stadium.
What
are you talking about?
You're right.
It's gigantic. We got an M. Can they see the M? I don't even know anymore.
Why I started thinking about it is, me and Jared were setting up, and I'm looking at Jared, and there's, the studio shows that come in here, and this guy has one of these tablecloths.
A form-fitting tablecloth?
But it's form-fitting. Perfectly fits the table. Like a nicely wrapped condom.
Yeah, we got Godzilla's blanket.
Like a nicely wrapped condom ready to
nicely
enter
wrapped condom.
the sugar walls.
I used to break those constantly in my youth.
Yeah, you're like this tablecloth.
Large and in charge.
Well, I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to be unfair because if you were like the tablecloth, it would be too big. The rubber would be too big for your pee-pee. So it would be the other way around, right?
Yeah. Okay. For my pee-pee. Oh boy.
Dude, I love that intro with people hating on us, man.
I've obviously matured over the years. I really get a kick out of it. What happened to me?
You do enjoy it?
Yeah, fuck it.
It's fun.
What happened to me? I
want to give a shout out for everybody that's in the
whining.
room. Luce is in the house.
Luce.
Phil in the house. He
Mr.
says,
Phil.
"Hey there, Spidey."
Mr. Phil.
Matthew.
Say hi to Phil.
Matthew
Spidey.
in the house. Matthew is here.
Hey, Phil.
I'm still alive, but I'm looking.
Matthew has formally apologized twice.
I'm looking forward to 2026. I will be looking with my, be looking over my shoulder.
Jason's here.
Wait, whoa, hold on. You said Matthew has apologized twice?
No, twice.
I didn't even see these apologies. What did they say?
He says he was.
I meant to say 2024.
He's sorry, Jimmy.
Okay, it's cool, Matt. We're cool. A little weird, but
the first lady in the house, Maria Davis.
Maria!
You know what's so funny? When I think about Maria, I think about Miss Elizabeth.
Wow.
I think they're like the same level.
That's
I'm
impressive.
being serious right now.
I obviously adore Maria too, so that's an impressive place to be. That works.
By the way, Maria, I have to ask you. I meant to message you. So everybody knows the problems I have had with Ron Shaw in the past.
You punk! Go ahead.
And again, Jimmy and I went on this show called Wrestle Shoot. I guess two ex-wrestlers, right?
Right, yeah. Okay.
Rob Wild, I think the one guy's name is, right? And Chris Casanova. I know their names.
Gotcha.
I'm just being a dick.
I got
right? So, anyway.
But enough about your comfort zone.
I gotta tell you.
What?
Those guys' mouths are too much for me, though.
Yeah, well,
they make me feel uncomfortable. And,
if you're running for a bar of soap after listening to them, wow, something's really got to be cleaned up.
Dude,
okay.
it's like,
right.
look, there's no love lost between me and Ron Shaw, right?
No.
But
definitely
I
not.
still respect the fact that this guy was a big-time professional wrestler.
He's Ron Shaw.
He's a big-time professional wrestler.
We love Ron Shaw. Well, I love Ron Shaw. I won't speak for you.
Listen.
How you doing, Ron?
I highly respect Ron Shaw, the wrestler.
Okay.
I don't respect Ron Shaw, the person. Is that fair?
I can see why the two of you. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
You can't be throwing out. It's just like
Yeah.
So, Maria. I got to ask you. You got to feel uncomfortable. I mean, you're a huge wrestling fan, things like that. You may dislike somebody. I mean, I've known the people you've disliked. One opened our video or was in the middle of the video.
Oh, really?
And by the way, I want to say it's almost a year since Dan Marotti passed away.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, how time is flying, Jimmy. It's crazy.
That went a little too fast. Yeah. Wow.
And again, that's like a perfect example. It's like there's got to be some sort of respect. Like, I didn't like Dan Marotti. He didn't like me.
Right.
But there was a level of respect.
Yeah.
I respected the fact that he entertained the fans. I don't want to keep going into it. My whole point is, Maria, oh my God, I got to talk to you because I don't know how you can deal with the language. It's too much. Loose Cannon in the house. John is in the house. ESO, by the way, he's here. He also runs the after show, which will come on at 10:30 after Long Island's #1 pro wrestler broadcast.
What's up, Bruce?
Universal Talent Bookings, who says, Evan,
What's up?
looking like Boy George. Universal Talent Booking is also a partner of Monte and the Pharaoh. Great guy, great company.
Evan is absolutely universal. Evan is starting his own supergroup. You didn't hear about it? Evan and the Complainers?
Yes, I like that.
Never heard of that? Their first hit single, Rah? You haven't heard? Yeah, there you go. Excellent.
JB, you're here. Who else we got? Anybody else? Am I seeing anybody else? Chris Lee has returned.
No
people.
way!
The return of Chris Lee.
Hello, mate. Where you been?
And Roy Batiste, who we love so very much.
Absolutely. Did Chris jump inside one of the kangaroo pouches over there or something? Where did he go?
I got to tell you, I I really like Chris Lee.
Chris Lee rocks.
He's
when you're missing
really
like that, Chris, even
guy.
I get nervous. Where are you?
Honestly, there's so many stand-up people. Man, I got to tell you, I think I could speak for you.
Yeah.
We love you guys.
Absolutely.
We do. You guys give us so
yeah.
much,
Hells
and
yeah.
we just, thank you. All right, man.
For
so
sure.
this is the one. We
What do
might
you
have
got?
to rename last week's show the Titanic, but Pig Farm. Pig Farm was in studio
What the Titanic?
last Thursday. Thoughts on Pig Farm?
Well, first of all, I like heavy music.
Yeah.
I like aggressive music, and I also happen to personally very much enjoy the bass player Zach's creativity. To each his own. You know what I'm saying?
Understood.
It was cool with me. I thought that they, it's kind of hard for me to watch young bands do their thing, though. I will say that. I think I'm getting old, Mike.
I wanted to ask
I
you
hate
that.
being so serious.
When you're at the age you are now, with the accomplished career that you have had,
okay.
when you see a young upcoming band, whether you like their music or not, doesn't matter.
And in this case,
and
I did.
and to be fair, the fans of the show seem like they didn't like the music because I could tell people probably went to go watch reruns of Gilligan's Island. So
Skipper!
But being
That's
that,
rough.
is there jealous? Listen,
It's
I
rough.
like the band, and I thought it's great for the library.
Well, don't forget that, when you've got a very heavy form of heavy metal like that, it's an acquired taste, and there's millions of them that do like that, but that's an acquired taste. It's like anything else. I understand why people would either be into it or not into it.
Do you feel like you feel bad, like, man, I wish I could be that young again?
No. Well, feel bad, no. How about I feel, to be very honest, I feel frustrated that I can't be that young anymore. Because what's rough here is as I watch those young guys playing, and I think I mean this when I say this, I've got so much energy in me, even though I'm 55. And I just want to go up there and kick the shit out of that stage. Because I know deep down, I still can.
I think because you love it so much.
I do love it.
And that's the secret to it
I
all.
do love it.
When you love it, I want to remind everybody we're on every forms of social media, but recently we've joined a new app called Intuitive Network. That's IN2TIVE Network. I'll ask you guys to go on. It's a free app. Just download it on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
They have short documentaries. They've got full documentaries. They got movies. And we've been chosen to be their first broadcast. And considering, I don't know if people have noticed this, and maybe it's just me whining a little bit. YouTube has been really rough on us, right?
Yep.
They know we have this new channel coming off the Destroying the Last channel.
Yep.
And, I mean, if you just look at the views these videos are getting at some point, it's literally impossible.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
With the amount of talent that's been through this studio, whether you've seen the video 100 times, there's 2 billion people floating around YouTube.
Yep.
I mean,
but that's the
it's insanity.
But that's the hypocrisy of the people who think that they represent and justice for all. So there you go. There it is, right there.
Well,
somebody sucks.
You're right.
I wonder who.
But
one way or the other.
We're not standing still.
No.
We're with Intuitive also.
No.
So
we're not pussies.
I'm just asking everybody out there, if you can, download the app. It's free. It's a bunch of material, and it's like, what? It might be in your wheelhouse.
Oh, and one other thing, very importantly, I'd like to remind all you folks at home to do us a favor and hit that like and subscribe button for Monte and the Pharaoh.
Thank you. For the YouTube.
Yeah, for YouTube.
Thank God you remember.
Like and subscribe. There's a thumbs up there. Please, hit it.
All right, before we get the show going, I want to talk about some upcoming shows.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight, we do have a special announcement, which will come. I'm going to be Tony Khan tonight, which will come on around 9:40 tonight, or 9:35.
Okay.
We got a special announcement, so hang in there.
Very nice.
March 2nd, which is next Thursday, we have WCCW Superstar. And I screwed up, guys. I had set the date for today, and then after talking to John, I had screwed up the date. So John will be in the studio.
John Tatum. Hollywood
John Tatum.
Yep. Missy Hyatt?
Nope. But you can ask Missy Hyatt questions.
One of these days, man. One of these days. All right.
March 11th at 3:30 p.m. I think that's a Saturday.
Okay.
Or for me, I would if I wasn't doing the show, I'd say 15:30. You've got Sinister Minister, along with Max the Impaler.
Sounds painful.
She's hot.
Is she?
Take a look.
Let me see. I saw a dude with a beard. That looked like James. What?
March 19th at 11 a.m. You guys don't want to miss this. In studio will be PG-13. That is
I might want to miss
Jamie
it.
Dundee, along with his partner, Wolfie D.
What's up, Jamie?
And
the other guy.
And, again, another guy where there's no love lost between
the other
Monte
guy.
and Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Really love Jamie Dundee.
Jamie's awesome.
Wolfie D, not so much.
And the other guy.
And the other guy.
Yep.
And the other guy.
Went. Yep.
And the other guy.
Yeah. Maybe you've heard of him. The other guy.
The other guy.
Yeah. PG-13.
How about PG-1?
This might turn out to be rated R, folks.
Yeah. This could be a problem.
It's gonna be
March
a problem.
30th, I have the pitch man in here, Mitch Seinfeld. Mitch Seinfeld,
awesome.
well known for working on QVC, but really was a big agent back in the day at 16 years old.
Quite the
in
wrestling.
pro wrestling.
A fine mind and quite the wrestling mind.
Absolutely.
That guy's awesome.
He's got a lot to share. I think
He's
you guys
awesome.
don't want to miss that because I can tell you I've known Mitch now for a while.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yep.
Brilliant man.
Absolutely.
And boy, oh boy.
Absolutely.
If anyone should write a book, it's that guy.
And fun to eat Italian food with.
He is fun to eat.
He's
Italian.
all right. He's cool.
A Jew eating Italian food.
Hey, what are you saying here? That's me too.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Nothing wrong with it.
A Jew eating Italian food?
Yeah.
We didn't even do a
It's fun.
Baruch
Fun was
Adonai on that food. What are
Do
you
you do
talking
that like when you eat Italian food? Leave out the heart and all.
It's Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech
Did you,
haolam. What is wrong with you?
Did you
Go to Hebrew school? Yes.
No, what's the thing?
What?
Not baptized.
Spinach dreidel?
No,
Yes.
not baptized.
Oh,
but-
bar mitzvah.
Did you get a
Oh,
bar
boy,
mitzvah?
are you opening up a can of worms. Oh, my God. Okay. You're supposed to get it at the age of 13, just like you guys get confirmation, I guess, at the age of 13.
Yep.
Gee, what a coincidence. You almost think there's a connection between Jews and Christians historically in the books. Never mind. So anyway, 13 comes along, and my parents say, do you want to have a bar mitzvah? Well, Mike, here's the early warning signs that I was going to definitely walk a different path than most kids. I turned to my parents and I said, what is a bar mitzvah? And they said, well, all your relatives come and you're going to get money and you're going to get money. Did we mention you're going to get gifts, this, that, and the other thing? And I looked at them and I said, when was the last time we saw any of our relatives, Ma or Dad? I asked them. And they were like, well, it's been years. Because my parents were kind of reclusive. They did their own thing. We didn't have a big family to begin with. Mm-hmm. So all of a sudden, I said, let me get this straight. These strangers are going to show up and give me money because I turned 13. You're going to laugh. I'm like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. I'll pass.
Man, you're stupid.
I am.
What
Do you know how much money I gave up?
Yeah. God knows.
Yeah, but I just felt like the principle. For me, I thought it was stupid. I was like, nah, it's okay.
Wow,
I'll pass.
You are one of a kind.
Yeah, and then oddly enough, as weird as it may say, or be, I wound up being confirmed as a Christian at the age of 33.
There you go.
So it was what it was.
By the way, Lou says that Wolfie D's podcast is brutal. Well, Lou, that doesn't surprise me because Wolfie puts as much effort into that podcast as he does his life. So
I heard he made pennies off it.
Oops. Oops.
That guy.
Yeah. May 5th.
Yeah.
Manny Fernandez.
Now this has got me pumped.
In studio.
This has got me pumped. Manny Fernandez. Holy wrestling magazines, baby. Bring him in. By the way, he's got to be one of the loosest cannons ever, right, Manny?
Yeah.
This is going to be fantastic.
Listen, I want to know how you feel about
Manny
this
Fernandez.
I kind of want to veer into.
Oh no! Don't mess with him.
I really want to talk a little bit about Vietnam with him, man.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Two soldiers talking. I'm going to be totally out of place,
dude.
Was the weed good in Vietnam? What the fuck am I going to ask?
No, dude. There's something about.
Wow.
It's something about the veterans that served in Vietnam that I have such a high respect for.
Why were they treated like such shit, bro? Please, someone's got to explain.
How about the shit they saw, man?
I mean,
not that in every
I can't even relate. I can't.
That was like a zoo.
Yeah. It was. I mean, they were
Man,
taking drugs just to survive.
I really hope he's willing to talk about it. I really am.
I hope so.
I want to show this guy the most respect ever.
Manny Fernandez is a fucking legend. He doesn't seem reserved, Manny. He seems to talk about shit. You know, he doesn't exactly.
You know, listen, when it comes to war and stuff like that, it's
I got you.
A lot of people.
No,
have
I got you, and I don't blame them for being scarred from it.
And Tommy Rich will also be in studio, coming back for the 4th time. Tommy Wildfire Rich.
Well, now I know I definitely got to bring a bag that day.
You got to, yeah.
Hey, Pharaoh, you got some of that good stuff?
Time to smoke.
Yep. Tommy Rich rocks, man. I love Tommy.
All right, well,
Good
we've got
dude.
some real alarming news out there for everybody. Spiders are evolving. Here's what the terrifying news means. Ooh. Evolution is a process that can take many years, and it's always interesting to hear species change.
To adapt.
That's right.
To its environment. Wow.
Newsweek, how did you know that?
It's just
you can
right
read
here.
just like me.
I can't believe I can.
Newsweek recently reported on research that the molecular evolution journal
you can read.
Of ecologists who observed species of funnel web spider in Israel's
By the way, that's
caves.
called phylogenetics, by the way, an evolution journal where ecologists have observed species of funnel web spiders in Israel's caves.
In the various stages of blindness.
And if you listen carefully, you know what those spiders are saying in those Israel? Baruch atah Adonai.
There you go. Did they get bar mitzvah?
No, they passed 2. They can't see their gift anyway.
Out of the species they observed, 5 of the species were semi-blind with reduced eyes, and 2 species completely blind.
As you got deeper into the cave, right? Wow, this is wild.
What's even more interesting, the numerous species of funnel web spiders can be found in each cave.
Wow.
And the species would progressively be more blind, what you just said.
Yeah, more blind the deeper they go into the cave.
Species outside the caves were found to be normal eyes and eyesight still, while species in the dark could not see. So they were adapting. Since these animals live in pure darkness, it would make sense that the species has gradually evolved to lose eyesight over time.
That's pretty wild.
So what does that mean? That you lose eyesight and your other senses...
Yes.
Become stronger.
Yes, they do.
Hearing,
I mean, you're living in total darkness. What do you need your eyes for?
Wow.
That's pretty wild.
Eyesight uses energy. It could make little sense for species to continue to be born. Instead, they have other evolutionary advantages suited for the environment to help them catch food.
Sure. I'm sure they do. But the most important thing is Spidey, how's your eyes? You're not losing your sight, right? You're a spider.
No, not yet.
Okay, so as long as you can see those knobs and stuff, you'll probably do better than our past. I can't call him a producer.
So wait a minute. Are you trying to say just say I locked you in a basement and no lights with a woman?
Yeah.
And all you did,
You think I wouldn't be able to find the parts?
No.
Ooh,
you have sex with her, and
Yeah.
you guys have a baby.
Yeah.
And that baby.
We're still staying in the dark.
You're in the dark. You're in the dark.
Who's giving us food?
Would eventually, after time, would the baby's baby be blind?
Yeah, I would think that if you, I don't know if that applies to the human species.
I think this is what this article is
saying. Is that what
they're
suggesting?
That is what they're suggesting.
Well, you know what? I got a great idea. Why don't we take Evan and the complainers and shove them into a cave a couple of miles in and see if they adapt? How's that sound? You'll probably hear off in the distance. All
right.
It's kind of strange. I don't know.
This is what I like to call wrestling fans are freaks.
What a title.
WWE is being sued for being too loud. The world of professional wrestling is no stranger to controversy, scandal, and many cases of lawsuits. Most recently, WWE fan and WrestleMania 38 attendee Marvin Jackson filed a lawsuit on January 12th because of hearing loss he experiences in his left ear after
a pyrotechnic blast
occurred during the event. Recent PWI Insider article states in the lawsuit stands on the grounds that the WWE... Say that again. What kind of blast was that?
It was a pyrotechnic blast.
Jackson claims that safer measures could have been used. What's your thoughts on this, Pharaoh?
Yeah, you know what I would do? I would like to know everybody else in that section. How's your hearing? Is everybody else here good? Oh, just you, Marvin? Oh, you want to settle for? Here's a nice number. What do you want to settle for, Marvin? I don't know, $1 million? Okay, we're selling you for $1 million. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, my God. R.J. Hudson says Evan and the complainers can open up for Nickelback. Oh, this is going to be a rough one
Everything
today.
to Complainers is a great name, man. I think it's perfect. I'm so happy
I can't.
I thought of it.
What is wrong with this world that you feel you just could sue anybody?
You know what?
Here, I'm going to spend all my money to go to WrestleMania, and then I'm going to sue you because I didn't know that was going to be loud.
You know what's wrong with this world? We haven't come up with a law that when you do something like this, if you lose, you are penalized for wasting taxpayers' dollars. I could go on, but you get the gist, right?
I get it.
If you are penalized for pulling this shit, even including a prison sentence for pulling this shit, you ain't going to see these anymore. That'll be the end of these.
One thing I didn't write in the script, and thanks to Phil, Rip Richard Belzer, who passed ironically in the house in the southern France that the Hulkster bought for him.
What? Belzer died?
Yeah.
When did this happen?
A couple of days ago.
Damn. And he passed away in the house? I thought Hogan was the one who... No, never mind.
No, what I think what Phil means is that Hogan had to settle and pay him, and Belzer ran off and bought a house in France. I doubt Hogan was living in France.
No. I thought that it might have been something that he had done for him, as you said, part of the...
Jay Will says, even though he was a bad president, I grew up not far from Plains, Georgia. Jimmy Carter's favorite wrestler was Mr. Wrestling number 2. Two was invited to the inauguration but would not unmask. Yes, I heard that story.
Right.
We were just talking about Wrestling number 2, how the WWE just crushed him when he came up here. Right?
Yeah, they did. Apparently, Mr. Wrestling 2 was a bit of a dick. You know, I've heard over the years.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, it wasn't so great to work with.
What do you think of Jimmy Carter? Yeah, Jimmy Carter's a good man.
Thank you for saying that.
He just shouldn't have been a president. That's all.
Thank you for saying that. I do think that Jimmy Carter was a good man, although I don't agree with a lot of his opinions, especially in the last bunch of years, which I won't go into because some idiot is probably waiting for my next word on that.
Right.
So, bother you. I thought he was a good soul. I will say this. I was very impressed that he was able to get Egypt and Israel to sit down and make peace.
Yeah.
And you know that resulted in Sadat's death.
Mm-hmm.
So Jimmy Carter was pretty ballsy in that area.
Good stuff.
You know?
Good stuff.
Of course, he was replaced by the great Ronald Reagan.
The greatest.
In my mind.
The Roman Reigns of presidents.
Yeah, in my mind, yeah. Yeah, in our lifetime, yeah.
Speaking of Roman Reigns, as we continue on with wrestling fans or freaks, a woman shout out to Roman Reigns right in front of her son. Roman Reigns was about to take control of a steel chair at ringside when he heard a woman saying, "I love you, Roman," in front of what potentially might have been her son. In what has entertained of seconds between the spectator and the WWE superstar. However, those in the crowd could not believe that she had the audacity to say something like that. And they felt that she should have been removed from the event.
Why?
Do you have that video there, Jared?
Why? What kind of crime is this? What are we doing now?
Let's see if we can see the video. Let's see this All right, I want to see this interaction between that upset the fans so much because a mother says, "I love you, Roman."
I'll tell you what offended me, that horrendous acting when Sami Zayn's wife was like, "He loved you." That was horrible.
You don't got the link? I emailed it to you.
Unbelievable.
Oh, my God.
Show comes to a standstill. Now we got to think of something to say.
Keep going, Pharaoh. I'm going to get that. I'm not going to let this get. I'm not going to let this get away.
You know, this is absolutely ridiculous.
I will not let this get away.
The son was shocked. Is that what they were saying? How could you say that to Roman when you got your son here?
The son was very upset.
Maybe the son figured out, okay, maybe this is why Dad hasn't been at home for the last 3 months, because she's in love with Roman. How the hell do I know? I don't know what the hell happened here. What is this?
I sent the link to
Why
you.
would you want her thrown out? I don't know. What kind of assholes are going to wrestling matches? Let's look. Get rid of her. Oh, my God. Don't you have some feelings for your
Well,
kid?
to the right of the show.
What?
To the right. Yeah. And the star of the show is Mr. Jimmy Farrow.
To the right of the show.
Along with his partner, Bart Griggs, make up the band Wisteria Hall. Wisteria Hall says great songs. It's In My Dreams. This Life Not Far Behind. Here Comes the Rain. You can find their music on the Wisteria Hall YouTube page where you hit
like
and subscribe. And do the same for the Monte and the Pharaoh page.
Hold up. Bart, man.
Oh, man.
I had to get it in.
It's tough, bro.
I'm not doing the high one anymore.
Download their music on Spotify,
tough,
Apple Music, Reverb Nation. If you didn't know it, you are watching Long Island's #1 pro wrestler broadcast, Monte and Pharaoh. Catch us on the Monte and Pharaoh YouTube page, Monte and Pharaoh Facebook Live page. Hear us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Anchor. Watch us on the Monte and Pharaoh Twitch TV page. Also, don't forget to download the Intuitive app. And you can catch all these documentaries, movies, and Long Island's #1 pro wrestler broadcast. And if you're lucky enough to live in New York, catch us on Channel 115 every Tuesday at 9 p.m. and Saturday at 11:30 a.m. and Channel 20 on Wednesdays at 7 p.m.
Nice. Nice.
We'll be right back with what we're calling. Wait, got the video. He's going to play it. Let's take
What the hell is wrong with people? What did she do wrong?
I have no idea.
Look at the kid, too. You love him? I thought you loved Dad, who hasn't been around in 6 months.
I hate you, Mommy.
Wow.
I mean, come on.
Mom?
Is that Mom hot? Keep that video. Let me see.
Is that Mom hot? Well, I wouldn't say she's...
She totally's got, I want to bang you, Roman.
Absolutely.
She wants to bang Roman.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. But what's the big deal? Why are they booing her?
All right, we'll be right back at this commercial break with what we call an Ain't Got Time to Bleed.
We got no time to bleed, but we got time to see you in a second.
And Nitro's Garage for all your automotive needs. Call 646-675-2349. That's 646-675-2349. For all your automotive needs, Nitro's Garage. Ask for Jack.
Jimmy, I got to take a dump. What? No. I mean, I need a dumpster.
Well, for all those needs, you need to call Big V Dumpster Rental, Long Island, New York, 631-900-DUMP.
You need a body shop? You need engine repair? Auto Excellence, Collision Specialists, 631-261-6420. That's 631-261-6420. Auto Excellence. All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestler broadcast, Monte and the Pharaoh. Pharaoh, so what'd you think of that video?
I think that's rough. What are they bothering her for? So sensitive, these wrestling fans nowadays.
It is a little bit crazy. They got some
major issues. Major issues. Was it because he's a bad guy? Why did they boo her?
Who knows?
What's the problem?
Anyway, on the other line, Mr. Mike Halleck. Mike, how are you, my friend?
Can't hear nothing.
Can you hear me?
He can't hear.
Can't hear nothing.
He can't hear us.
It's on his end. All right, you want to reroute it for something, Spidey, or what do you want to do here?
Yeah, reroute him and see if he can pop on again.
Okay.
All right. I can't.
Sitting next to me, Mike Monte. Mike, can you hear me?
I'm right here.
All right, we got Mike Monte right here. Mike, how you feeling, kid?
Undertaker opens up about his infamous confrontation with Brock Lesnar at the past UFC pay-per-view. Mm-hmm. UFC 121 in 2010 proved to be a shocking event for both mixed martial arts of pro wrestling fans, but not because of what happened at the Octagon. The Undertaker was in attendance, but he wasn't there just to be a fan, as he revealed on Hawk vs. Wolf, which is another podcast.
Okay.
Undertaker was strictly there to pick a fight with Brock Lesnar in a rare out-of-character moment, which ended up being a work, but Dana White didn't know about it.
Okay.
Thoughts on that?
I'll tell you what, right off the bat, you mean to tell me that was 13 years ago already?
It's a long time ago,
seem
bro.
Like 13 years ago, first of all. What did I think about it at the time? I thought it was great. I was like, oh, they're obviously going to have a program, you know? That's cool. How did Dana White not know about it?
Just, Vince is always working it over.
Vince worked Dana White pretty good right there.
He did.
Were you happy when Brock Lesnar beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania?
Yeah, I
Me
think
too.
so.
Me too.
I think so.
I was the only one in the room that was cheering. Everybody else was looking at me. I was like, what, you didn't see this coming? And they were like, no. But I did. I really did.
Really?
I thought that was the end of the streak right there. I did. And lo and behold, it happened. And Taker looked like crap during that match, remember?
Well,
he wasn't on his best game.
From what I was told, he was actually knocked unconscious. He was kind of out of it.
He wasn't doing very well, but even before he got in the ring, he was not in prime condition.
That's for sure.
So I was pleased with that result. And I still am every time they rub it in the fans boo. I laugh.
Jared, when his sound comes back, can you tell me?
Yeah, but I don't know if it's going to work.
Will you be able to hear him on the... very interesting. Shall we try again?
Let's try again.
You want to try again, Spidey?
Because he's still on, right?
I see him.
Fuck. Can't hear nothing.
Mike, you can't hear us at all?
It's not looking that way.
I can hear Mike cursing.
I thought I heard that. That's okay. That's all we do here is curse.
You should be able to hear.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pig Farm 2.
This is like Gary Michael Capetta that time.
It's like Pig
Shit!
Farm. Pig Farm 2.
Pig Farm 2? Leave Pig Farm alone. What are you talking about? Oh, my God. Pig Farm 2. The revival.
Mike, if you could text him, tell him maybe you could put earbuds in. Maybe that's the issue.
That could be it. I'm not sure. Why don't you tell the folks at home who that was in?
Well, I want a surprise. If he doesn't get it in here, we'll...
You're going to leave them hanging until next week?
No.
Okay.
For years, one of the major complaints... All right, I got to ask you.
Go ahead.
You're not an AEW fan. I get it. I'm not really an AEW fan.
Right.
What do you feel about all the blood that's going on there?
It's fucking overkill. Stop it. Blood used to be, like, meaningful. You know? They've killed the whole... it's not meaningful. Everybody bleeds. All the time. You know, now I won't always agree with WWE having no blood. Don't you like blood if it counts, if it's well placed? And remember when they used to bleed, we'd go, oh shit, they're bleeding.
Right.
That's because you didn't see it every day, and it was handled for the right moments. AEW does it all the time. You know, Tony Khan makes an announcement, oh crap, on my nose!
Right.
You know, I mean, like everyone's bleeding all the time. Turn off to you or what?
Blood always...
used to
was
be much more effective.
You know, the end of
the culmination of a rivalry,
right?
Final
like
chapter
steel
of
cage,
a war.
whatever else.
Can you hear me now?
I think you ruined. You can?
You can? Want to try it
check
again?
It out. Hold on.
You put yours on first.
All right, hold on.
I'll believe it when I hear it.
Can you hear me,
when I
Mike?
hear you hear him.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Insert when it went here.
Mike?
I can't hear you.
Can't hear me.
We definitely got a hearing thing going on.
Fuck.
Yavo. All right, folks.
I can hear. All right. Hold on. Still can't hear him. But if anyone doesn't know, that's Mike Halleck. He played, I want to make sure, Mantor for the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Did you dig Mantor?
I never forgot him, if that's what you're getting at. I was just like, what the fuck? It's crazy. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. I was like, what's going on here?
Did you remember that giant Mantor head?
Of course I do. Of course I do.
He was a big
That was,
dude.
Yeah, that was definitely, what was that early? Is that early 90s?
I would say, I think that's 94, yes.
Right, early 90s into that. Oh, yeah.
So anyway, Mike is attempting to come on because we want to make a special announcement that
fellas, can you hear me?
Partner PN News from WCW.
Oh, wow.
Will be doing a show. There'll be our second show on the channel.
Okay.
I wanted him to make the announcement of the thing. He's got his headset on. Let me just see if he can hear me now. Hold on a second.
Right.
Mike, can you hear me now? Mike?
Can you guys hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
All right.
You guys talking?
Yeah, you can hear it.
Sure.
Want to put your headset on?
Why not?
We'll give this a shot.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. You sound fine.
We got you, brother. We got you. You good with us now? You got us?
Okay, I barely can hear you guys, so we'll try and make it work.
What's that?
I think we need to speak loud.
Oh, is that? We need to speak louder, Mike? How's that?
Is that good?
There you go, fellas.
How are you, sir? What's happening? Welcome to Monte and the Pharaoh.
Hey, thank you very much for having me tonight, guys. It's a pleasure, just out here in sunny Southwest Florida living my best life.
So, Mike, we wanted the fans to get the opportunity to meet you, and you tell them what venture you and your partner are doing to join Monte and the Pharaoh and your new show.
Yeah, man, we got some big news coming out. Me and my ex-tag team partner, PN Paul News, the rap master from WCW, we're going to be starting a fantastic podcast called SOB Sports. And you can call us Oklahoma Boys, you can call us Son of a Bitches, you can call us whatever you want to, just don't call us late for dinner, brother.
Well, we are very excited to have you joining us. I got the opportunity to really talk to you on Saturday for about an hour, you and your partner, and you guys are very excited about doing this new show. Can you tell the fans what's the show going to be about?
Well, we're gonna be a little bit personal. We're gonna talk some wrestling. We're gonna talk a lot of sports. We're gonna talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about. This is gonna be a no holds barred show, and I'm sure Paul has a few things to get off his chest. I know I have a few things to get off mine. And it's just hopefully we can inspire somebody, help somebody have a better day, wake up with a positive attitude. Because you know what? Our motto here at SOB Sports is you only die once, but you live every fucking day.
Nice. Mike, are you surprised at the staying power of your gimmick all these years later? This is pretty wild.
I have to tell you, man, I am really surprised because, Vince gave me this stupid fucking gimmick wearing a bullhead, and 30 years later, 35 years later, everybody remembers it still.
Yep.
And so I'm very honored and privileged, and them kind of things wouldn't happen without a wonderful fan base of professional wrestling. I mean, professional wrestling fans are crazy, and I really do think that most of them, 9 out of 10 of them, appreciate what we put our bodies through on a nightly basis just to give them what they want and make them happy.
Absolutely.
Because not every motherfucker can do it, man.
Oh, no.
You gotta be a man's man to be a professional wrestler.
Yep.
I've had many young boys come in the ring and say, hey, I want to be a pro wrestler. I want to be a pro wrestler. And they come in, and after putting the screws to them for 5 minutes and shooting on them, okay, sorry, man, thanks, man. This is not what I thought it was going to be. I appreciate it,
Yeah.
I thought it was just going to be all bells and whistles and no pain and no torture and no passion, because I wouldn't be able to do what I've done for such a long time if I didn't have the passion to entertain people. I don't care how I do it, when I do it, where I do it. I just want to make the fans happy. And if I can inspire somebody, if I can change someone's day, if I can help them lose weight or help them get in the gym or help them kick a drug habit, whatever the fucking case may be, if I can help them make their life better, then I've won. I've won. Because that's what it's all about for me is the fans. Because without the fans, we wouldn't be shit. There would be no Razor Ramon, for God's sakes. There would be no Bret Hitman Hart. There would be no Andre the Giant. There wouldn't be Stone Cold Steve Austin and Rock. If this goes on and on and on, there wouldn't be no Mansoor, for God's sakes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We wouldn't be here today. So, without the fans, we're nothing. We're nothing. And I think some of the boys, forget that shit sometimes, A lot of pissing and moaning, fucking pussy bullshit going on in the locker room. Oh, you hit me too fucking hard, or you did this, or you did that, or I remember one time Lex Luger said to me in the fucking, Battle Royal or whatever, he was like, motherfucker, he says, you ain't got to grab me by my trunks and throw me in the ring. I'll get myself. I said, then when I grab you, motherfucker, get in the ring. Don't fucking pussyfoot. You know what I'm fucking doing. So get your ass in there. Help the fucking guy out, because you're only as good as the guy you're working with. If that guy wants to make you look like shit, he's going to make you look like shit.
Safe to say Luger was a prick. His reputation precedes itself.
Yeah, he was one of them fucking prima donnas, he's a great guy today. I've talked to him at, a few conventions the last few years. Totally changed, but back then, man, he was a fucking prick, just like Razor Ramon was a fucking prick. Right. Shawn Michaels was a fucking prick.
Right. Well, you were there. You would know.
Well, can I ask you, this is a kind of a tough question. Just last week, they had the first documentary on AE on the NWO, and you brought up Scott Hall. Mike, this is a really difficult question, but I'll just ask you to answer it as honest as you can. When someone like Scott Hall passes and you had those kind of issues with him, is it like a good riddance thing, or do you feel bad?
No, we're all put on this earth to fucking pay our taxes and die. Let's face it, none of us are getting out of here alive.
That's for sure.
But you have to remember that to get respect, you have to earn respect. And if you're going to come to me and say, okay, I want to get this, and this in, I was like, okay, bro, but I want to get this, and this in. He was like, you really got to do a good job of putting me over tonight. And I was like, well, I understand, you want to get the belt back from Double J because, Razor got put in drug rehab for the fucking 3017th time. And when he got out of rehab, he was going to go back and get the belt from Double J. Well, this was his first match back on TV with me, and I had been in the company for 8 or 9 months at this point, and I was undefeated. And so I was like, well, I don't mind getting your shit in, but I want to make sure I get my shit in. And he said, okay. So we go out there, man, we start the match, blah, blah, blah. He wanted to do this thing where he ducked the clothesline and shot a toothpick at me. And he ducked the clothesline, shot a toothpick at me, and I pushed him in the chest, and he open hand slapped me. And this motherfucker took a liberty and tried to knock me out. Well, needless to say, I'm Mantar Mike Halleck, bro, and I've been around the fucking block, and I'm an amateur wrestling stud. I will take your ass down and fucking shoot on you and break something in a fucking hurry. I shook that shit off like this, charged him, and just fucking buried him in the fucking corner, start bashing him, and we're starting fighting in the fucking corner, and Vince gets on the earpiece, and the referee and says, tell the two fuckers that are on national TV and knock that shit off. Save it for the back. And so, when the match was over, and I got counted out, when the roadie came down and Razor sidestepped my avalanche charge, my Mantar bull rush, he sidestepped it, threw me over the top, and we got counted out. And when I got in the back, man, I was waiting for him to come through the curtain. And we both faced off, man. There was some pushing and shoving. We had H's fucking pulling us apart. I said, look, motherfucker, I don't care who you are, where you come from, or how much fucking money you're making. You want me to put you over? Well, you're going to put me over. And it's going to be a cold day of fucking hell before you're going to try and knock me out. You better hit me harder next time, bitch. And, they had to pull us apart. And I knew when that happened, I knew that my days were numbered. But I really didn't give a fuck because I'm not an ass kisser. I'm not a yes man. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. And if you don't like it, tough shit, man. I got better and bigger things to do.
Boy, your show's going to fit right in on this channel.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
Yep. There you go.
That's what I like to hear, fellas, because, listen, it is what it is until it isn't no more. And I'm not going to sit up here and tell you bullshit that's not fucking true, And these are my real life experiences in the WWE, and, life wasn't always a bed of fucking roses. I'm here to tell you that.
Fans want to know, what did you ever do with the Minotaur head?
So I didn't own that. Vince owned that. He spent like $85,000 to make that motherfucker.
Jesus.
Actually,
You don't
and
think
it
Vince
came
ever
out
got
looking
fresh
like
with it,
best
do
in
you?
town.
Like
Well,
privately?
knowing Vince, he sure fucking could have, man. You know,
85 grand. Were you
'Cause
nervous
I don't think-
wearing that?
Listen, Vince don't give a fuck if you're a man or a woman,
Oh,
and he
boy.
probably don't give a fuck if you're an animal. So who gives a fucking
Wow,
shit
a
what
Minotaur.
Vince
Boing.
wants to do?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Fucking pedophile.
What made you come up with the idea for the show? I mean, was this something brewing for a while in your head with PN News?
Well,
Or?
you know, I was talking to Michael Monte Jr. and me and Paul been talking about this for about 6 months.
Oh, really?
And
Okay.
and so Paul put a business plan together and everything, and we were going to kick it off, and I just happened to get hooked back up with an old longtime friend that's in the movie industry, and he put us together, and here we are, man.
Sweet.
Time to rise and shine.
There you go.
Well, Mike, we're looking forward to the first edition of your show with your partner. I know the Pharaoh is. I know I am. Very excited for your show. I know the fans will be too. And again, just filling the fans, what's the show going to be about and what they could expect.
Well, you're going to hear lots of true stories. You're going to hear about a little bit of sports. You're going to hear about NASCAR. You're going to hear about some NFL football, some NHL hockey. You're going to hear about some Golf Masters time. We're going to talk a lot of NASCAR. The NASCAR season just kicked off last week at the Daytona 500 down here in Florida. Great finish, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. took the lead with 2 laps to go and hung on to win by less than a half a second. Less than a half a second going 200 miles an hour. And if that's not impressive, I don't know what is, man. I love NASCAR. I love going to NASCAR races. And it's just a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun.
Mike, is there anybody that's ever going to, if it's possible, is there going to be a next big star to somehow fill the void of Dale Earnhardt Jr.?
You know, in the NASCAR industry, that's going to be really, really tough.
That's what I feared. Yep. Okay. Fair enough.
All right. Well, Mike, I'm looking forward to seeing you. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to drop in and give this little surprise to everybody out there. I'm very excited, and thank you again.
Jimmy Johnson, and only because he's a 7-time champion.
Jimmy J. I don't know if he heard you there. You might want to run that by him again.
I was going to say, Mike, thank you for everything. We're looking forward to the show, and thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule.
And he's froze.
Okay. Well,
Mike, good job.
Good job, Mike. All right, Pharaoh, you excited?
Yeah,
Another
I am
addition
now.
to the channel?
Yeah, now
We're making our moves.
Yeah. How'd you like some of that shit? Scott Hall's a real skidabitch.
I'm going to tell you
what on earth?
Wait till these stories.
Why was he constantly squashing people? He basically just said the guy ruined his career.
Yeah.
Man, come on, Scotty. Rest in peace, but jeez, bro.
He didn't even get into Shawn Michaels, Kevin Nash.
Oh, my God.
This could be.
Yeah, he
this
knows
could
them
be,
all.
This could be crazy.
He dealt with them all.
And he was during that time on during the Click.
Yeah, he sure was.
This could be a pretty special type of show.
Sure was, so don't forget to click on that show.
So I hope everybody's excited there. Speaking, again, keeping on that whole NWA thing, I was thinking about Hogan, and we were discussing Hogan.
Yeah.
I put together a list who I thought Hogan's greatest, I know I'm really quickly moving through this now, but who I thought Hogan's greatest foils were.
Wait a minute, where is this?
I don't know.
Where the hell is it? Oh, it must be on the previous page. There it
you
is.
go.
God.
There you go.
I jumped ahead.
All right, so I put them in an order, and by all means, I really want you to critique this and say yes.
What, the order or whether I agree with it?
Either or, right?
Okay.
All right, so at number 10, I put Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels.
Now, really, you wouldn't
Shawn
think that
Michaels
he would be
acted like a jackass, and fortunately for everybody, the match was entertaining anyway. I'm talking about SummerSlam. I'm talking about.
Do you feel that Shawn Michaels would be number 10 on the Hulk Hogan foils?
It's possible. I mean, considering I didn't get a heads up, I would really have to sit down and think about who really deserves to be on this list. But Shawn Michaels is an all-time.
Right. Number 9, I put Sergeant Slaughter, which I know you hated that match.
Fuck, I hated that match. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think of Sergeant Slaughter when I think of Hulk Hogan. Go ahead.
DDP at number 8.
He's another one I don't think of. I think of DDP.
You're thinking WWF.
When I think of the NWO, I think of DDP.
DDP.
Like threatening every week that he might join and then not. But that was cool.
But he wrestled Hogan numerous times, right?
Yeah.
Carl Malone.
Yeah.
With DDP.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
No, you got to remember, when I was thinking about this, Hogan didn't have a ton of foils, man. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
Number 7, and it could be higher, but I put Sting.
Sting was a rival. Yeah. I have no issue with any of these guys being on the list. They were all rivals. Sting was a rival.
Number 6, I put the Ultimate Warrior.
This guy, in my mind, in the top 3. The top 3 Hogan all-time opponents, I would think, in my mind.
Well, let's look at number 5. I put Flair.
I consider the Ultimate Warrior a much greater historically as an opponent for Hulk Hogan.
Flair, Hogan, WWE.
Don't
Flair,
care.
Hogan, WCW.
Hogan, Warrior, WrestleMania.
1 match.
6.
1 match.
One eternal match that we still know was an absolute classic. Nope. Warrior will always be up at the top of Hogan's rivals. To me.
That's fair.
Okay.
Number 4, Randy Savage.
Savage.
I thought it would have been lower, but when I was thinking about it.
No. Randy Savage deserves to be in the top of the top.
No, when I mean lower, I thought he would be like 1 or 2.
Right.
But after looking at it, I was like,
You start to realize that he's probably exactly where he should be.
Yeah, exactly.
Although I got to admit, the next one you're going to name, we'll get to this, but I do think that, okay, I basically feel like, if I'll just throw it out fast, we got to finish your list. I can't do it. Go ahead.
Okay, so I put number 3, The Rock. Now, to hold to what you were saying, WrestleMania 6, Warrior Hogan, even though they wrestled once, WrestleMania, Rock Hogan, greatest, one of the greatest, if not the greatest WrestleMania match ever.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Yeah. That's why, to me, but we're not finished with the list. I have to wait till you finish the list.
Number 2, this I felt very strongly about. This would not move for me ever, is Roddy Piper. Should Piper even be 1? There would be an argument there. Only there's one man that stands in front of him.
And that man stands above all of them.
Right. The great Andre the Giant.
Right.
That's the list of Hogan foils.
Wow. Wow. Okay. I'm going to go with Andre. Then I'm going to go with Randy.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go with Roddy.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go with Warrior.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go as my top 5, The Rock.
Fair enough. I
think that's an excellent list.
That's fine.
You know what I mean? As far as, come on. These guys all had amazing moments. Andre the Giant, WrestleMania 3. Roddy Piper, WrestleMania 1. The Rock, WrestleMania 18. Randy Savage, WrestleMania 5. Ultimate Warrior, WrestleMania 6. These all climaxed at the Super Bowl. These are his 5 definitive best opponents, historically. And by the way, look at this list that Hulk Hogan can say. So who were some of your all-time opponents? Supposedly greatest wrestler of all time. My guy does cartwheels. Who was your fucking greatest opponents? Andre the Giant, Roddy Piper, The Rock, Randy Savage, and Ultimate Warrior? What, are you kidding me? You guys sure Hogan didn't do enough? You guys who hate Hogan? Are you sure he didn't do enough? You idiots.
All right, we're almost out of time, so we're going to finish off the show with... People have been clamoring for it, so we're going to bring it back for a round 2. Jared, are you ready for another episode of Dear Pharaoh?
I'm ready for this.
People were asking to bring it back.
It
wasn't part of the plan, but all right. So I took 2 questions. Actually, 3 questions.
Okay.
2 are actually real questions. 1 I pulled from the internet.
Oh, boy.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, sure.
Dear Pharaoh.
Yeah, Dear Pharaoh. Yeah.
Jake wrote,
Jake.
Is it possible for a man to be in love with 2 women at the same time? Pharaoh, please help.
Is it impossible to be in love with 2 women at the same time? No, it's not. It's really not. But if I were you, I'd choose one before a frying pan goes across the back of your head.
That's it?
That's it. Why? You want to get hit by a frying pan?
I think that's
you
great.
find that to be pleasant.
Yeah,
you better choose one real fast, bro.
That's sound advice.
Because they're both gonna scratch your eyes out if they find out.
Jake, if you're out there, you're listening, or if you're catching us on a replay,
Jake, Come on, Jake, be smart.
Pharaoh says,
Be smart.
please make a decision. Yes, it is possible to be in love.
Yes.
But you need to make a decision. Jared, is that sound advice from the Pharaoh?
I think that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Sound advice?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So Jake can go on with his life and be okay.
It also depends where they're located, right?
Look at you, Spidey.
Look at that. Very good.
And I was just about to suggest to Jake that if he can't get it over both of them, to get 2 different cell phones.
That's
you can call one on one and call one on the other.
You can't give secondary advice.
No! You don't want to get hit in the head with the frying pan. Pick one.
Listen,
Jared, stop causing trouble.
After last week, Misha Montana quit porn because she took your advice. So you're doing well.
She quit porn?
She quit porn.
She joined Evan and the Complainers?
No.
Because she was complaining quite a bit. She would have fit right in.
All right, here we go.
All right, go ahead.
Dear Pharaoh.
Yeah.
How do you explain to a man how uncomfortable hot flashes are?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a premenopausal woman who's been married for 12 years to a sweet husband who loves to snuggle.
Okay.
But when I'm having a hot flash, the last thing I want is a warm body touching me.
Mm-hmm.
My husband thinks I'm mean, and I'm one of those freaky females.
Mm-hmm.
How can I make him understand that hot flashes happen and that it should be okay for me to ask for some space until the feeling passes?
Okay,
hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
From Hot Flash Hilda.
Hot Flash Hilda. All right, you know what, Hilda? I feel your pain. I do. So this is how you're going to get your man to realize everything you go through. I want you to take him out one night for some beers and some spicy buffalo wings. But here's what I want you to do. When he goes to the can, because he's been drinking the beer, I want you to slip some X-Lax into that beer. As he's drinking that X-Lax infused beer and pounding down those hot, spicy wings, that motherfucker's going to get some hot flashes. And then when you see that he starts to sweat, say, what's the matter? You feel all right? Were you getting a hot flash, motherfucker? So that's basically
Should she ask for sex at that moment?
I think she should say, I want you to take me to the bathroom right now and let's go.
First of all, can I listen? I know this is Dear Pharaoh, but
yeah,
you know, we are partners, and maybe I can help out here a little bit.
No, this is not Dear Monte. This is Dear Pharaoh.
I understand, but I'm trying to help.
You just told him not to
All
help.
Right, fine, fair
no,
enough.
go ahead. What did you have in
I was going to say Hilda.
Hot flash Hilda to you.
Hot flash. Hot flash.
Hot flash Hilda.
If you're snuggling in bed,
Mm-hmm.
The first thing you have to know is if you're having a hot flash is to put a pillow in between you and your husband. You don't want to do the ass rub. The ass rub is always going to cause an eventual problem while sleeping in bed.
Where the fuck do you get this?
You understand what I'm saying?
You are fucking burnt. Okay.
The ass rub. The ass rub will lead to what you don't want to happen.
Yeah.
So you should systematically set up a pillow where your husband, when he tries to do the snuggle, he's got the pillow and obviously, hot flash, don't push back on the pillow. Because when you push back on the pillow, then some things start to arise.
Why don't you ask him to wear earplugs so if you make any sounds from down below, we can't hear it anyway? What?
All right, last question.
A bedpan underneath the bed, baby?
Last question.
What?
Hello, Pharaoh.
Hello.
I recently retired from full-time work about a month ago due to my reduced income.
Who wrote this, Benny?
Can you let me read it?
It says right there at the beginning, Benny.
Well, I was going to leave from Benny.
Okay, go ahead.
All right?
Okay, go ahead.
Here you go. Jump in script.
Yeah. I did not. That was there before.
We're going to start over.
I went in the proper order here.
Hello,
You skipped
Pharaoh.
it.
I recently retired from
skipped it
full-time
again.
work about a month ago. Due to my reduced income, I've had to cut down on hookers. Do you think I should take up a hobby to fill the void? Lonely and hard.
Well, you know what? You probably should, and it'll be a lot healthier for you. It's called jerking off. Enjoy yourself.
That's your advice?
Yeah.
Jerk off?
Well, unless you want to get arrested constantly running after hookers.
So let me ask you this. The man has recently retired. He certainly doesn't have the funds he used to have.
Right.
So you're saying, hey, don't spend them on hookers.
Masturbation's free.
It isn't, though.
Why?
The price of tissues is... Unless you don't use tissues.
Stand over the toilet and flush when you're done.
You're saying to masturbate over a toilet?
Well, you don't want him to waste money on tissues, Michael.
That's pretty smart. I never even thought of it. But Jared, thoughts on that advice to masturbate over a toilet
This is a sick
so
show.
you don't use tissues?
That could run up the water bill quite a bit.
All right, I tell you what. Go in the backyard at nighttime when no one can see you and find a flower to water. How's that sound? Is that okay?
That's better.
But then what if you have a dog? Then the dog goes out, steps in it, then he brings it back in the house.
How do you know the dog isn't doing the same thing in that same corner? Dogs are pretty,
Well, this has been another episode of Dear Pharaoh. I think you've saved some more lives.
I think so. I feel like I'm actually contributing to society for the first time. This gimmick is okay.
You are helping the
It's
common
all right.
man.
It's all right. So, Benny, remember, pull, don't press.
Pull, don't press.
All right.
All right. Well, this.
Hey, you feed him. I'm going to knock him out. Whatever.
I got to tell you
what
guys,
else you got?
we're hitting home runs. Two train wrecks of a show back to back.
We are killing
This has
it.
not.
Ladies and gentlemen, Pig Farm. What?
Wow.
You said it. Not
I'm
me.
on a
Wait a minute, I
streak
said
right
it.
now. I'm 0 for 2.
Are you?
I'm 0 for 2.
I don't know. I feel like we've been having killer shows. I don't know what you're talking
You
about.
think so?
I absolutely think the
Dear
fans are
Pharaoh's
enjoying
been
it.
fit. Dear Pharaoh's
The
been
fans
fit.
are enjoying
They
it.
are.
They love us. They're part of the family, and they'll be back next week. What's the difference? We're doing good. We're
All
doing
right.
fine.
So, reminder everybody next week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Listen, Chris Lee is alive and out of his kangaroo pouch. Things are good.
Things are good.
What are we
Wow.
talking?
Chris Lee's jumped out of the kangaroo pouch.
He has. Absolutely. And I've stopped calling him Keith Lee. So there's hope for everybody.
So this was a wrestling show. It's turned into an advice show.
Pretty much.
Unbelievable.
Pretty much. I don't know how it happened, but
I kind of like it.
Yeah.
Let's not forget the great Hollywood John Tatum.
Yes.
In next week.
Yes. Without Missy Hyatt.
Without Missy
Go
Hyatt.
ahead. All right, fine. Go ahead.
Then we have
Love
another
you,
show.
Missy. How you doing,
Then
Missy?
we got Sinister Minister. And then we got
Sinister Minister.
PG-13.
Yeah,
It just
Did you
gets
say
long
Manny
and hard.
Fernandez? Did I hear a Manny Fernandez down the road?
Davio
Yeah,
says, what up, Monte and the
Davio.
Pharaoh? Davio, how are you?
What's up,
Want to wish you
Davio?
guys, thank you guys for joining us. I hope you enjoyed Mantor, who's coming on with his own show.
We're doing this next week.
We got to do this next week.
Next week,
I
folks.
ran out of time, dude.
That's fine. Next week, look forward to a head-to-head. We won't say who. We'll make you
I knew you would
think
like
about
that
it.
one.
I like that one. That's
Anyway, I
an
want to
awesome
thank you
one.
guys for joining us. Don't forget this week in Wrestling on Friday. Enjoy your weekend, guys.
Isn't there something coming on after the show tonight? Isn't it?
Go ahead.
What do we got there? We got
the after show
with
at 10:30 with ESO,
which is Mr. Brucey. Now, Chris is out of the kangaroo pouch. Is Chris?
I don't know. That I
Okay.
don't know. But
Okay.
as we're building shows, there'll be returns of, again, guys, I told you that we were going to have Marty back. You know, things happen. It's like Marty kind of disappeared.
Marty's Marty.
Marty,
guys.
it's a very, very
come on.
difficult
Marty's
to
Marty.
real-
We're working on him, and we'll see if he calls
Tony's
us.
Tony.
Tony's
We keep going
Tony's
and going.
Tony, guys. Come on.
And to be honest with you guys, I'm way too busy to be chasing people around.
No, we don't. Besides, we could barely run at our age.
Exactly.
So,
I'm not going
it
to
is what
chase
it is.
people
So we
around.
can sprint fast.
But
sometimes,
I'm really excited. I'm really excited for the upcoming show that puts 2 shows on with this channel.
Right.
Before you know it, we'll be fully running. And again, I'm going to ask everybody, please go to your Apple phone and download the free app Intuitive Network. There's a lot of great movies on there, documentaries, and the best part's free. And the best part about the whole network is you've got Long Island's #1 pro wrestler broadcast on it. Pharaoh, send us on our way.
You've been watching Monte and the Pharaoh, and until next time, thank you all for allowing us to come into your living rooms. Later, guys.
Your living rooms.